is over, but we can still contribute to the chaplaincy program, the pastoral care department at St. Jude's Hospital. If you care to do that, you know how to do that. And Debbie is at a swim meet. Don't think she's a competitor, but we can check that out next week. So next week is eating day, of course. You know, the early church observed the Lord's Supper as part of a meal. They called it an agape feast, and worship included a whole meal. Well, so the first Sunday of the month, Communion Sunday, we don't do it during communion, but we do eat. And so the men will be eating at 9 o'clock and the ladies at noon. And most of you are familiar with that. If you have never been to either the men's breakfast or the ladies' brunch, now is a good time to come for the first time. So you're welcome to come. Join us next week for that. And you notice there's actually an outline there of several things that are going to be coming up through the course of the year. So if you have a personal calendar, you may want to pull out your phone, not right now, but and put those dates on your calendar so you're familiar with them. And of course, we have the usual prayer meetings on Tuesday and Sunday morning. Hannah has an announcement. Our Debbie in training has an announcement. So come on up, Hannah.
So, my grandpa, Philip Bowling, right there, has a birthday party for his 80th birthday. And all of you are invited, but do not bring gifts, please. Your presence is the best gift. If you'd like, feel free to bring a card. We'll have refreshments and cake, and we hope to celebrate with you. And then we need teachers, Sunday school teachers, for ages birth through second grade. 2 teachers. Anybody? No? Okay.
Well, Philip, you must be special. Yeah. Okay, and Michael has an announcement from the session.
Good morning. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that the church was in the process of receiving a significant financial gift, and I didn't really have a lot of details about it. So let me tell you just a little bit of what I do know. When the previous session was in place, so I know it's before Christmas. I don't know exactly the date, but the church received notice that we were listed as a beneficiary for a trust by a man the name of Carl Whitlock. Now, I don't know any Whitlocks personally, but I know there are perhaps a dozen Whitlocks that are out here on our grounds. And so it was a really big name. And the CD that JC shared with me when they dedicated the historical building, Whitlock was a name that continuously came up with people on the session. So it's a historical name for Old Brick, and apparently, quite obviously, Old Brick meant a lot to Carl Whitlock. And I will tell you right now that when it came in, it was November. Tom, do you remember exactly what month it was? I think it was November, and of course we had some changeover. We knew was coming to the session, but Tom was the clerk at the time and had a lawyer go over the paperwork, because when you first receive a notice like that, you're kind of thinking, is this legitimate? You know, is this something? So we knew that the fact that we were given notice, it was going to be a significant amount, but no amount was mentioned at all at the time. But we had a lawyer go over all the paperwork, and she informed us that this was indeed legit and that it would be fairly expeditious if nobody challenged it. And so here we are in July. We have now received 2 installments, and that's the final. We will not receive another one. The first one was 3 weeks ago, Heather, and it was for over $104,000. And then this week, or maybe last week, we received the second installment of a little bit over $18,000. And the total comes to $122,581. This is a significant blessing for our church. And obviously, Old Brick Presbyterian meant so much to Mr. Whitlock. So before we received payment, once we realized it was going to be legitimate and that payment was on the way, the current session, not the one that received notice, but the current session decided that, you know what, this is a lot of blessings here. We don't need to be, just jumping on the first thing that shows up. Let's be prudent. Let's honor the Lord with this money that He has given us, because it's all His in the first place. And so we decided to put it into a CD for 7 months, so that people who have great ideas, we can all take time to pray about it, whatever projects may come our way, so that we can take this money that's a blessing to our church and bless our community in one way or another. And so, again, the total was just over $122,000, and the man's name who left it to us was Carl Whitlock. And JC, I'm going to start using a lot of Google. I'm going to try to figure out exactly a lot more that I can about Carl Whitlock, and try and learn as much as I can. Okay, but that's where we are. And have we already put it in, Heather? I meant to ask you before the service, and I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So next week we're going to put it into that 7-month CD, and then the session, with the help of the congregation, will decide the best way forward and where it should go. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Isaiah said, "Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not grow faint." Some of us are here this morning needing some kind of renewal of strength of some sort. And so let's begin our worship by quietly waiting on the Lord. Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Let us worship. If you're able, please stand with me for a call to